Hello, hello, hello. How are y'all today? I've had a great day. What about you? I hope your day has been good. We've had a beautiful day. It's been chilly first thing this morning, but it warmed up really nicely with the sun coming out. It's really nice, ended up being a nice day. We're supposed to have another nice day tomorrow, and then pretty good one for Halloween. And then we're going to have rain. Rain, rain, rain. So, okay, this I'm not sure. I'm trying to get myself evened up here. Hi, Miranda. Hi, Carrie. Thanks for coming. Good to see y'all. Yes. Yay. All right. I've got two things prepared for tonight. And then we'll see how far. Things have been crazy. That's okay, Miranda. I totally understand. Things can get crazy. I mean, you know, I've had crazy. Well, last week was pretty crazy. Had a crazy weekend. It was an awesome weekend. Yesterday was an awesome Sunday. Wonderful church services. And we had great choir practice. I've been a little on the sicky side. I keep telling myself it's just allergies, but it wants to drain instead of coming out. And so it's had my throat a little scratchy, and I've been a little froggy, but I didn't sound croaky at choir practice yesterday, so I thought, okay, I'm getting better. So anyway, you know, we've had this crazy weather change. We have cold, and then we've got hot again. Today was in the 70s. Tomorrow they're saying it's going to be close to 80. I mean, you know, your body can't get used to that. So, hi, Weenie. Hi, Sally. Glad y'all joined us. But anyways, but I am not going to be sick next week in Orlando. I am not. I'm saying it. I'm claiming it. I am not going to be sick while we're in Orlando. It is going to be an awesome time. I can't wait. Yes, Shelly, you sure did. I liked your live. It was great. It was great. I've just got one of the stamp sets. I've got the, well, I have it somewhere because I'm going to use one part of it tonight. I've got the Snow is Glistening. I'm going to get the other one. But I'm with you. Budget kind of restricted me to just one of them right now. Hey, Stephanie. Today's your daughter's birthday. We'll tell her I said happy birthday. That is wonderful. I love birthdays. Especially mine when everybody remembers. And I don't mind getting older either. You know. Don't mind it at all. So. Because I know it happens. I don't have a choice. So might as well enjoy them, you know. Enjoy them birthdays. Well, I can. And while I'm having them, I mean, you know, one of these days I'm not going to have one. And so, any hoodle doodles, let's go ahead and let's get started. And let me see how quickly I can get these done. And we might can get a third card in. Oh, and my son's birthday. So on Halloween, wow. How about that? How about that? We have a young lady at church that the doctor does not think that she is going to go to her November the 12th due date. And her aunt told her that she might have that little girl on Halloween. And she told her no, she wasn't. But anyway, we will see. I know her back was hurting her Sunday. No, it was hurting her Saturday evening when we had our fall festival. And so we've been keeping an eye on her because we figure she's going to have that little girl earlier than what she thinks she is. But anyway, She's planning on going to Disney on Ice this weekend. Well, she won't if she has that baby. Anyway, alrighty. Our first card, we are going to be using Angels on Earth. We are going to use Christmas is the perfect time for believing in angels here on Earth. And then on the inside, after all, there's you. Then on our envelope, we're going to use Joy. We're also using 2 of our layering squares frameless dies. And I have them laid somewhere. Oh, here they are. We're going to use, the big one is going to be a scalloped one, and the smaller one is a regular. We are using some basic adhesive back sequins. We're using this more of a white color. There's our envelope. Our card base is Whisper White Thick. Man, yucky edge there. Let me do this to it. Why, hello, Janice. Everyone, meet Janice. She is one of my paper pumpkin ladies, and we go to church together, and I'm glad you joined us, Janice. Yay! These are my friends. Anyway, it's 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4, and we're going to give it a nice crease right here at 4 1/4 mark with our bone folder, and have that ready. And let's see. All right, we're going this direction with it. For our layer, we are using this garden green, and it is, I came down 1/16 of an inch. So it's 1/16 of an inch shorter than 5.5, and 1/16 of an inch shorter than 4 1/4. Because I'm just a teeny tiny, hi Mike, I just wanted a teeny tiny white frame around my card. Plus I needed enough, because of what I'm doing, would hang over if I made the layer smaller. We have a 4 by 2 3/4 piece for the inside for our sentiment. This piece here is cut at 2 3/8 by 2 3/8, and that's going to be, I'm going to use our solid square on it, and that's what I'm going to stamp on for the sentiment on the front. And then this piece is from the All Is Bright DSP, and I'm going to cut the scallop square out of it, and that's going to go behind our regular square. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals. Hey, where's my dimensionals? Oh, there they are. I guess I have to get them out if I'm going to use them. Duh. So we have some dimensionals. Can't do a card without some dimensionals. Of course, my other cards don't have dimensionals, but this one has to have them. Has to. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the big shot out and do our big shot work first. Okay, there's our big shot. Hi, Shannon. We have our magnetic platform, have a standard plate. I'm going to put our white piece down first, and then we're going to stick our DSP down next. Another standard plate to go on top. I'm going to cut these out. Ooh, made a lot of creaky noises. All right. Now then, take these off. Set her back over here in her spot. And now this is the piece we are going to stamp on. And this is our scallop piece that we're going to put behind it. So that's going to look good. And we're going to do it this direction. Is that not awesome? I haven't stamped in that direction in a while. And we are going to stamp Christmas is the perfect time for believing in angels here on earth on our white piece here. And we are stamping in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. I'm going to ink it up really good. I'm just going to do it from this corner to this corner, try to straighten it up, and try and make sure that I get the stamp straight across. Yes! It's upside down, but that's okay. Because all I gotta do is this way and it's right side up. Yeah, now it's right side up. Alrighty, let's go ahead and let's stamp our inside sentiment, and that is going to be After All There's You. And we're going to stamp it right up here at the top. Let me make sure it's going to be going the right directions. I sure don't want to stamp this one upside down. Sorry if my noggin's in the way. I just want to make sure I'm getting it straight. Ta-da! Did it! Yay! Well, maybe a little crooked-dated, but not too horribly bad. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and get the envelope. And let's go ahead and stamp Joy on there. And now Joy is on a B block. After All There's You is on a G block. And our front sentiment is on an H block. So, make sure we're going to stamp it on the right corner on our envelope instead of on upside down. I sure would hate for it to have been upside down. Okay, that's all of our stamping on this card. So now, I'm going to show you how you put a layer on a card base that you have very little space and have a very small frame around it. I think it looks nice. I normally like a bigger frame, but for this one, like I said, I needed it. But I really wanted a smaller frame for this. And I love this garden green. Okay. See, all you have to do is watch what you're doing all the way around. And just do this tiny little frame. Just like that. See? Can you see that tiny frame around it? I think it looks good. I like it. Okay, now then, put the one on the front, do the same way. Just make sure you've got just a tiny bit of frame all the way around, because if you've got it on two ends, if you've got it on the bottom and the right side, then your top and left side should have a tiny frame around it. Oops, this one's messed up just a little. That's why I like the liquid glue versus the snail. See, I can move it and got it more like I wanted it. Ta-da! Okay, now what I'm going to do is go ahead, I'm going to put this front sentiment on our scallop DSP. Just going to line it up and get it in the middle. It's easier to do it this way than to do it in the triangle. Now, we're going to put our sentiment on the inside. See, this card is almost done. Didn't take long whatsoever. It took me long to come up with this card than it is to actually make it. So, this would be a great card to replicate and make bunches. You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's all we need of the liquid glue, and I've got glue on my finger. Let me rub it off here because I'm going to be sticking to everything if I don't. All right, now then, I'm going to put a bunch of dimensionals on here because I do not want this sagging at all. You know I don't like saggy things that I pop up with dimensionals. I don't like any saggy spots. I mean, a tiny saggy spot, you know, not so bad, but I don't like a lot of saggy spots. And this bin, as big as it is, would have a lot of saggy spots if I didn't use a lot of dimensionals. So see, now it's not saggy. I like it. And it does not bother me to use a lot of dimensionals since you get so many in the pack anyway. And they're not expensive, really. And, you know, so I can be frugal in other ways. And use lots of dimensionals. I love my dimensionals. I don't mind using a lot. Don't mind it at all. I've always been that way. All right. Now, we are going to get this in the middle. Line it up from side to side. There we go. Now then, we're going to get our piercing tool. And we're going to put us some of these adhesive back sequins on here. Just not in any pattern. I'm just randomly putting them on. I just know about where I want them. Put one right there. One right here. They're not as noticeable white on white, but it's okay. You know, it is all right. Don't mind. Now we're going to put one on the inside, and I'm not going to put it on the white. I'm going to put it right up here on the garden green. Now then, there's our first card. So, we're doing awesome on time. Awesome on time. So, there's our first card with our envelope. Let me get my bone folder here. For some reason or another, it's not wanting to lay down good. And here's my sample one right here. So there we go. Our first card. All right. I like it. Oh, yes, I like it. All right. Now then, our next card, we're going to do some embossing. So we've got to have our heat tool. We're using clear embossing powder. We are going to use our Stamparatus. I have one red rubber stamp and one photopolymer. And I laid a paper towel in here because I didn't want it to stick. Let's see. We are using, let me see. We're going to use some early espresso. We're going to use some Almy Blue and some soft sea foam. We're using Winter Woods. I'm going to use these awesome trees. I'm just going to stamp them on. I'm not going to use the Stamparatus for that. We are using the Happy Thanksgiving from the Pleasant Pheasants. And from Country Home, I am using Simply Thankful for All the Good Things. And the reason I'm using my Stamparatus is because when I made my sample card, I didn't get the sentiments straight. The trees I'm not just worried about. It was my sentiments I wanted straight, and they weren't straight. So, I'm going to do those after I do everything else on my card. So I'm going to set my Stamparatus aside because I don't need it just yet. And, yeah, you love you some embossing. I love me some embossing too, Shannon. I love embossing. Okay, we have a Whisper White Thick, 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it at 4 1/4. We're going to give it a fold over. And, use our bone folder here. Give it a nice crease. I gotta move the stamp sets out of my way. That one was right under me. Get it out of the way. Now then. Something on it. Alright. We are going to be opening this away. We are using basic black as a background. And for the life of me now, there's our basic black is cut at 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Then we have some shimmery white that is 5 1/4 by 4. This is what we're going to stamp on is our shimmery white. We have our envelope here. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put our basic black down first. We're going to get that done and out of the way. We're going to use our liquid glue to do that. Now this basic black is not as small as the garden green was, so I'm not as have to be as particularly easy with it. But I do like to get it even all the way around, but we've got more space to play with whenever I cut it a little bit smaller to have a bigger frame around it. But y'all gonna see why I chose black in a few minutes when we get started, especially when we start putting it together. The reason why I used black for my card layer here. Okay, now then I'm going to close that up through with it for the moment. Now we are going to take, not our envelope, we're going to take, well yeah, we'll need our envelope in just a minute. But what we are going to do is take our embossing buddy. I'm just going to put embossing powder all the way on both pieces and some embossing powder on my envelope because yes, I'm going to emboss my envelope too. Alright, now this Versamark, hi Teresa, glad you joined us. This Versamark is my Use with Ink Colors Versamark. So yes, I am going to be embossing with color, and that's where my early espresso comes in. And what I am going to do first, I'm going to scoot this aside and this aside. We're going to do one first and then we'll come back and do the others. I am going to take my trees and, ooh, I didn't clean that stamp good. And I am going to stamp it with the early espresso. Then I'm going to come in and stamp. Look how nasty it is. I'm going to stamp it with my Versamark. Then we're going to stamp it on our shimmery white. I'm going to stamp it as close to the bottom because I want those tree trunks as close to the bottom as I can get them. Okay, look at there. I like it. We're going to do it again. I'm doing the whole thing because I'm just not real sure how much it's going to fit. I'd rather have the whole thing inked up and with a Versamark on it than to not. So I'm going to come down low. And I know this one tree is going to overlap into that one, but that is okay. I'm okay with that. All right, I'm going to set this aside for the moment. I'm going to close my early espresso up real quick. I'm not going to clean my stamp because I'm going to use it again. Now then, we're going to take our embossing powder and we're going to put it on our card front here. Okay, now I'm going to lay it somewhere where I won't mess it up. Right over there, because I am going to heat these all one right after the other instead of heating, doing. Now this one here, I am just going to emboss and do right over here. So we're going to take our look at there. I've got a puppy hair. All right, move that out of the way. So I'm just going to do about this much of our stamp, maybe a little more. I'd rather have too much than not enough. And we're going to come back and we're going to stamp. Let me get this right. Let me move my embossing pad. Ooh, I'll knock it right off the counter right there. That would be awful if my floor was covered in embossing powder and I had none to do my card with. Ta-da! Like that right there. Okay, now then, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put embossing powder on here. Okay, I'm going to lay that right there. Now, the only thing we got left is our envelope. I'm going to scoot my, in fact, I think what I'm going to do is fold my grid paper over, because I'm going to throw this away in just a moment anyway. And we're going to go this away because I'm going to emboss right over here with tree. And we need this side over here because it's on this side. Whereas this side was on the inside of the card because it was on the other side. Alright. Do our Versamark. Now you see why this is my used with ink colors Versamark. It's really nasty looking, and I just do not want to use that whenever I just use regular, just plain Versamark and not anything else, because I don't want it to look bad. Ta-da! Okay. Now then, get this over here and just rub it just a little and leave it. Let me close this baby up real quick. I'm going to use that again. We're going to get our embossing powder, and look at there. That tree is freestanding with no trunk. Look at what I just did. Scooped embossing powder onto the grid paper. Okay, that's fine. This is fixing to go into the garbage anyway. Alright, get that out of the way. Let me, that's so greedy. Alright, I'm going to get me another piece of grid paper and it'll cover that greedy up. Okay, now then, we're going to get our heat tool going. It's going to be loud. So here we go. Let's start by heating the back. I'm going to heat these trees up first. Makes the paper cool. Then we're going to come around and we are going to melt this embossing powder. Can you see it? I love to watch it melt the embossing powder. It's just like it's magic. Magical. Just love it. Look there. Oh man. Just look, it's rolling. A sea of melting. Oh yes. You know, I still have not decided on what cards I am going to, stamp sets and cards I'm going to make for church. And I'll make something I always emboss. I think I'd disappoint them if I didn't, because I just love to emboss. Makes them look so elegant. Especially when you emboss the sentiments. So elegant. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? I love it. I love it. Looky here, now we're going to do the inside. Let's warm the back. Warming the back gives your back the same warmth that your front has, and it tends to let it start melting a little quicker because the back's already warm. So see, it's starting to melt already. Look at there, it's just spreading. The heat's just spreading the melting. Love it. Earlier when I was doing this, I almost dropped my envelope, and when I did, I grabbed it. And I had to put some more embossing powder on it because it came off on my shirt. Because I almost dropped it. Yeah, I'm so stupid. Hold that thing. Ooh, I love it. Look at there. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? You can really see. Can you see? Whoops. Can you see that embossed on that envelope? I love it. It's really funny though with this part of the tree here, and it doesn't have a trunk, but it's okay. It's okay. You know, you look at a picture sometimes and you just see part of it. You don't see all of it. Anyway, alrighty. Now then, what we are going to do, we are going to start using our Balmy Blue, and we're using some of our stamping sponges. What I do is take one of them, I cut it into 6 pieces usually, because I like to have a little bit enough room to grab a hold of them. A lot of people staple these pieces on it, but I can't hold them with anything stapled to it, you know, because I tend to still want to grab the sponge. So I don't do that. I just cut it a little bit bigger and just grab a hold of the sponge. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to spit it up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rub most of that off. And there is embossing powder on this. And I'm just going to come in. Whoops, I didn't get enough of it off. I'm going to come in and I'm just going to do this to it. That's all I'm doing to it. So that's why I don't want so much on there. So I'm coming down, because I just don't want a whole lot of dark color to it. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to come a little bit below the bottom of the trees. Okay. Now we're going to do that right here also. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that on the envelope too. Why not? I mean, you know, it's going to make it match the card better. And look there, I got it a little darker. And I did that whenever I did my first sample. For some reason or another, I got the envelope darker. And I don't know why. So, what we're going to do, now we're going to use the soft seafoam. That's going to be our green. And we're going to do the same thing. We are going to ink it. Wipe some of it off. And we're going to come in and color here. Ink, wipe some of it off, and come in and color. And it's okay if you get on up into the trees. It does not matter. It's going to blend it. Now I'm going to ink, get some of that off, and then I'm going to color on the inside of our card. Some of that off. And see, and this really is not taking that long of a time, because you're using the sponges and you're just inking. And love it. I just love it. Now, what I did whenever I did this with my first card is I came in and I inked, and then I started trying to lighten it up some with my soft seafoam. It gives it just a little bit of a, more of a little faded color. It looks okay. Now, what I am going to do is close these up. I've already got enough ink on me when I was making samples. But I'm going to get a paper towel. And with this paper towel, I am going to go over this. I'm going to go over this, where I have, especially where I have embossed it. And it's going to take any of this color that I might want to pull off of the emboss, because it's not going to stick to where I have embossed it. And so I want to take it off. Okay, now then, do that with this one here too, because see, that color softened this a lot too. Almost makes it look frosty, doesn't it? Because you can see, this one I may not got as good with the Versamark, so it's dark. It's the early espresso color more so, and so it didn't take the Versamark as well, whereas this others did. So this one really sticks out because of that. And seeing this piece right here didn't take the Versamark well either. And so you can tell this looks more frosty, especially when you rub all this off. See? Is that not pretty cool? I love it. I think it's awesome. And then you can rub around on the color and try and soften some of that up. All right, see, that's how you get some of this on you. So let me grab me a baby wipe real quick. Wait, I keep Huggies in business. No, I don't. I don't have a baby, but I sure use them on my hands all the time. Hey, Debbie. I'm sorry your internet's acting up tonight. That's a bummer. I hate it when mine does. But I'm glad you made it. All right. Now then. Now I'm going to set all of this out of the way. And I'm going to fold this up because it's so messy. Ooh, it's got birthmark all over the back. I can feel it. Or not birthmark, but embossing powder. I can feel it. I'm going to put another piece down. Now we're going to bring our stamparatus in. And what we're going to stamp first is going to be our inside sentiment, because it is on this side and I'm using a photopolymer stamp, so we need the cushion and I've got the magnetic plate right there, and the inside sentiment goes on this one, and it's going to fit perfect. I forgot to get my magnet. All I need is one. I think one's all I have to have, but I've already checked this, so I know that it's going to go right there, right where I want it. Okay, now we are going to use our early espresso, and let me put a stamp set right back here to have a cushion there. Can you see that it's still? Yeah. And I'm going to ink up my stamp set, or my stamp, and we're going to come on here, and I'm going to wipe that off. I don't want to take any chances that getting on anywhere I don't want it. We're going to come down, and we're going to press it down. And oh, that is so much better than the other one. It worked so well. I love it. Love it. I love it. All right. Now, we're going to take this plate off. We're going to swap it for this plate right here. I'm going to move my ink pad. I'm going to move my stamp case. And we're going to, whoopsie, we're going to have to take this off because I don't need that with the red rubber. And we're going to, oops, my ink, my magnet was just pulling itself over. How funny is that? Okay, now then I'm going to see if I can get this over so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to ink up a Happy Thanksgiving. Now this is going on the front. I'm going to go ahead and close it up. And I am going to scoot it back over so that you can see where I'm going to ink it. And it's going to stamp it right over here. Like that. Perfect. Is that not awesome? Is that not awesome? Look there, I've got ink on my finger. I love it. It's straight. Oh man, this is just, I mean, this is just to tell me I need to start using my stamparatus anytime, especially when I am doing a sentiment, so I can get it straight. I don't know why I don't. Okay, now then, we're going to get our liquid glue, and we're going to get this card finished and see what time it is and see if we have enough time for another one we'll have to come up with. Okay. This is really quick, really simple, really easy. Even though you're inking and you're using your embossing powder, it is still a quick card to make. And it's a powerful card. It really pops out at you. Unless you don't get birthmark on everything. You know. But it is just, look at it. Woo! It's awesome. I love it. I love it. Man. Tell you. I don't know why everybody doesn't do this. Oh. This just, oh man, I just love it. I love stamping. I love inking. I love creating. And if you do not have a Stampin' Up demonstrator, just give me a holler. I'm telling you, this is awesomeness. I have got to get me another baby wipe. I have got so much early espresso on me. Let's see if I can get a little bit of that off. Anyway, there is our card. there is our card. Is this not awesome? Look at it. Look at that. Is this not a wonderful Thanksgiving card? I have got to get this. I have got to get this embossing powder off this counter. It's driving me nuts. I don't usually make that bad of a mess with it. Get it off of my grid paper here. Now then, that's better. That's better. Now then. All right, here's this one. Now I'm going to show you with my original why I'm saying. Here's that Stamparatus. Thank you, girls. Thank you, Shannon and Stephanie and Debbie. Thank you. Now see, and it does not matter how many times you ink. It's not going to come out the same every time, because your colors are going to be a little different. But see, this one is crooked. This one, if I had used my Stamparatus, I could have came back, inked it again, and filled in the rest of this. But, you know, I'm not with a, I'm not confident enough to go back and try one to reline it up, because I'm not good at it. I have done it before, but it never has worked. You know, so Stamparatus, it takes care of this, because you can go back. You can stamp it again with your ink pad and come back down with it and stamp right back over to right exactly where it was at. Because if I had done this over here using the Stamparatus, all I would have done was inked up that stamp again, brought it back down, stamped it on it again, and it would have filled that in. No problems. But see, this is what happens whenever I don't use it. But anyway, see, I got more of the trees over here on this card, on envelope, but it doesn't matter. I love it. I love it. I love both of them. I think it turned out awesome. And this being an oddity, I'm not worried about that either. You know, I'm just not worried about that either. Let's see what much time we got. Ooh. Yeah, oh my gosh. Alrighty. My laptop's doing crazy things. It says I'm not logged in. I don't know why. I was. It's gone crazy. Choice of the Stamper. Oh, I know it. Oh, I know it, Shannon. And you think that I would know better than to not use it. So, anyway, here is our second card. I think we may have enough time to do some little something. Let's see what we can come up with. Let me see. All right, I'm back here. Let me see where I'm at. My laptop is just gone wacko. What's going on with her? This is a crazy laptop anyway. Oh. Ooh, I feel like I need to sneeze. I'll do my best not to sneeze. I do not sneeze prettily. It sounds awful when I sneeze. All right, let's see. Oh, I know, Shannon, we all do it. It's just, when you do it, you think, oh my gosh, why did I do that? Anyway, we learn. All right, let's see what else we can make. Really quick. It's not going to take long. And that would be really, really nice. Look really nice. I think I have done this one, and I know I embossed this star. But you know, I don't know. I think I'll save that for a time that I've got enough time to decide what I'm going to make. Let's go back up top here, and I'm going to find an oldie but goodie. I know I've got plenty of oldies but goodies. I know a few weeks ago I was going to use Lovely as a Tree. I love this stamp set. I just totally love it. I think we're going to use it real quick. Just real quick. I'm not going to do nothing fancy with it. I'm just going to use it really quick. We're going to get some Whisper White Thick as our card base. Let me get my trimmer. We're going to do us a A2 size. Cut this in half. This, you cut it in half, you've got enough for 2 cards. 8.5 by 5 and 8. Yep, 8.5 by 5.5. We're going to move our blade out of the way because I'll end up cutting it instead of scoring it at 4 1/4. I'm going to go ahead while I'm right at it. I'm going to score this one too because why not? I'm scoring it in the scoring business anyway. I'll be using that for something I know. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice fold. Excuse me. And give it a crease. Good crease right there. Alrighty. Now then, we're going to get, I want to use the Balmy Blue as a background. And we're going to cut it at, I think we'll do it at 1, 2, 3, 5 3/8. 4 1/8. This other piece at 4 1/8. Okay. We will want, I already have some sentiment paste. Okay, this is, oopsie, this is 4 by 2 3/4. We're going to use that. And I think that may be all we're going to use. We're going to do some stamping on this one. We're going to use this nice big stamp right here. In fact, I think we will use, go ahead and use our Stamparatus on this also. Okay. We're going to scoot the magnet off. It didn't want to come off. I had to scoot the magnet off. I'm going to put that right there. You know what? No, I'm not going to use Stamparatus either. Because I'm not going to have to try and clean that up after I get ink all over it. Hey, Lynn Mott. Cookie dough has to chill for half an hour. Oh, you're making cookies. Awesome. Awesome. It's been a while since I've made cookies. Are you making sugar cookies since they have to chill? I think that's what I learned in home ec. Yeah. You know, it hadn't been that long since I've made cookies, but it's been that long since I've made cookies that had to chill. You know. Alrighty, I'm not going to do any color into this or anything, but I am going to use, the Early Espresso, and I'm going to stamp it up. I'm going to stamp it off. I'm going to come back here. And I'm going to stamp like that. I'm going to ink it up again. I'm going to stamp it off. And I'm going to come over here and do that again. Now these in the front, I'm not going to stamp them off. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to come from this direction this time and have more of this one on it. And then we'll come right here with that one. Ta-da! Now, let me move this. I want to get this ink off here really quick. Okay. Because I'm sure I will probably use that again. Let me get my envelope because I know I'm going to put excuse me. So sorry. I want to put a tree on my envelope anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to, let's see, we're going to this end. I'm going to just ink up that much. I'm going to put this much of this tree there. Not positively straight, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. And I think we're just going to ink up about this much. And I'm going to do about this much on the inside. Yeah, and see, and I did not stamp those off. So, that's what we're doing for this card. Now, this stamp set has no sentiments with it. So, we got to come up with a sentiment. We've got to decide what kind of card we're making. I haven't even decided that. And look there, I have got Early Espresso all on my fingers. I guess I think I have to wear this stuff. That's okay. It'll come off sometime or another. Let's see. I know we've got. I'm looking to see if there's a sentiment on any of these that we might want to use. I'm not seeing anything that jumps out and says use me. So, I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to, I know I've got something that's going to be okay to use on here that I'll really like. Let's see. I think I'm going to use, I am thankful for you. Your kindness means so much more than you will ever know. This is from the Painted Harvest. This is those that we, last year, that was so popular that we made the sunflowers out of. Are so gorgeous. I need to use this more often. I've not used it in a while. But this is a gorgeous stamp set. You can tell I used it a whole lot because they don't want to stick on the, that's not the one. Don't want to stick on the plastic like they used to. And there, look at there. So it just wants to fall off. That's okay. That's okay. I'm going to put, I'm thankful for you right up here. I'm going to do that in the, Early Espresso. My gosh almighty, I just totally went blank on what it was. Is that not terrible? Let me see. Well, oh. You get a block. Alright. Seal work for this one. That's going to go on the inside. Yeah, the H one will work for this. This will be fine. Alright, we're going to do we're going to stamp this in the Early Espresso. Okay. And I normally put my sentiments on the front over here most of the time. But I think I want it over here this time. Alright, I'm going to stamp this and make sure it's straight on my block. Stamp it over here. Yep, that'll work. Get that out of the way. And so I'm going to do it in straight. I'm not going to stamp it off and then do it. That way it's going to stand out. And look at there. I should have used my Stamparatus. Yes, sir, I should have. Look at there what I did. I didn't get it straight. I did not get it all on there. Yep. I just told myself and told y'all too. That's why I need to use my Stamparatus. Get these sentiments straight. But did Sharon use it for this? No, Sharon didn't use it for this. And messed it all up. Yippee, yippee, I did. I'm tell you what. After I get off of here, I'm going to make another one, and it's going to be straight. Yes, it is. I'll make another one and make it straight. I swanny, I just can't believe myself. All right, I'm going to do better with this one. Ta-da! That one's so much better. It almost looks black. This Early Espresso does. But I'm disappointed in myself. You'd think I'd listen to myself, wouldn't you? Yeah, you'd think I'd listen to myself. I should listen to myself. And I'm going to tell you what I just did. I didn't even use this. So, we're going to stick it back up there. I don't need it. I've got it all on this right here. Just like this. It's perfect. Excuse me. I like it like that. So, that's how we're going to leave it. Just like that. And we're going to put this card together and we'll be finished for tonight. Tell you, I'm off tomorrow. Boss has got me off tomorrow. My co-worker that I told y'all about, our co-assistant, that had the gallbladder problems. He has having it removed tomorrow. So, I know he covets your prayers. And I told him before I left today that everything was going to be great, that everything was going to go smoothly, and I did not cut this right. Look at there. And that he's going to be fine. And then, of course, the boss has to pipe in. He needs to keep his mouth shut sometimes, I think. But anyway, I didn't say that. He kind of threatens him he'd better, blah, blah, blah. But they've been friends like 40 years or something, I think. But anyhow, I know good Lord's going to watch over him and take care of him. He's going to come through this surgery fine and be back to work week after next. He's coming back. I think they're hoping he can come back to work the day that I'm leaving to go to Orlando. You know, Wednesday week. All I know is I'm not going to be there. My vacation starts on Tuesday next week. And there we go. This disappointing card here. I'm disappointed in myself with this one. This is not my best work. I can tell you that. I know that for sure. I know that for sure. But I'll live with it. I will live with it. Like I said, I'll probably make another one because I usually do so I can take pictures of the inside and the front. Have it all in one picture, you know. And so I'll make another one. Ta-da! Let's set this here. Put that there and hold it down. And hold it down. All right. Now then, here's this one. This one's so much better. So much better. I'm trying to make sure everything is in the picture. I'm going to kind of slide that like that. Just like this. Alright, maybe if I do it like that. Maybe like that. I am covering up my envelope here. Alright, maybe that's all in the picture. I don't know. But anywho, there is our cards for tonight. That's not all in the picture. There we go. Covered up the envelope, but that's okay. Anyway, like I said, I know he covets your prayers. So please just say a prayer that the God the doctor's hands. And man looks yeah, you know, if one of my one of the ladies come to class and made this, I would tell her it is beautiful. And I would tell her that there's no mistakes in art. Because there's not. There's no mistakes in art. It is perfect how you make it. And that means it's homemade. And it's made with love and from your heart. So yes, thank you, Shannon, for reminding me of that. So, thank you, Miranda. And yes, I'm so excited for next week. I'm so excited. And I can't wait. I'm just, the only thing I'm kind of dreading is the drive down, but I'm going to leave in plenty of time so I can have plenty of stops. And, thank you, Miranda. And, I'm just excited to get there. And, me and Stacy, my roommate, we've talked about going on over to Disney, but we haven't come to a conclusion yet, so I don't know if we'll make it over there or not. If we don't, I'm okay with that, you know. You hate to miss the chance when you're down there, but, you know, if we don't make it over there, it's okay. Anyway, I just can't wait to see y'all all there that's going. So y'all have an awesome evening. Y'all get in your crafty room. I have got to be in mine all day tomorrow. I have got to finish my Halloween things. And I cannot remember who said, but I read it somewhere. I know it was on Facebook that a lady was using her paper pumpkin from September, you know, the Halloween one, and was giving that to the moms with her business card in it. And I thought, oh, awesome idea. So, that's what I'm doing. Oh, Miranda, I wish you was going too. I wish you was going to be there because I would so love to meet you too. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing and what I'm going to do, because I got 2 sets of them. I'm going to take them to work, and I'm going to hand them out to lady customers at work. Because, you know, there are people that, some of them I see every week because they come in and shop every week, but they don't know what I do. So I thought that would be a great way to break the ice with them and introduce them, hopefully, to Stamping Up. Who knows? If I could get one customer like that. Oh, I know, Miranda, one day we are sure going to meet, and yep, we're going to get our hugs. Love hugs. Anyway, that's what I'm going to finish up tomorrow, that and my swaps, because after tomorrow, I won't be off again until the next Tuesday, and that's going to be such a busy day with me leaving so early on Wednesday morning. So I've got to get my swaps made for on stage 2. So I'm going to have a busy day tomorrow, but y'all have an awesome week. Get in your crafty room and create, and y'all have a blessed week. And please, if y'all don't mind, say a quick prayer for Ed, especially in the morning. And I know God's going to guide the surgeon's hands, but never hurts to ask him to. So I love you guys. Thank y'all for coming. And good Lord willing, I'll be back here next Monday evening, 7 Central, because I'm not going to give up next Monday evening just because I'll be going to Orlando on Wednesday. So I'll see y'all then, good Lord willing. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Bye.